Hello guys and welcome to the first Reddit review of Update 5 in Disney Dreamlight Valley. Let's see what people are talking about the most. And I've been on Reddit last couple of days and there's a lot of criticizing the new Wally pack and monetization and stuff, so probably gonna come up a lot today, and let's see what people actually have to say about the current update. And the most voted post. People allowed to be upset. Alright, let's... This is really, really high upvote, so a lot of people agree with this, so this is good, We're gonna see what people have to say. Yes, even with an early access game, you can like a game and also acknowledge its shortcomings. If anything, early access is the best time to give feedback. And yes, people can be upset about how expensive it's becoming. It's making it harder and harder for a large demographic to keep enjoying the game. You don't have to buy things, obviously, but don't try to make people feel bad for wanting to have the full experience of the game. The main story may be free, but by itself it's really not all that. All the different characters and being able to decorate the valley is a huge part of the game. I totally agree that people are allowed to be upset, and I think people should voice their opinions. And community did voice their opinion that the pack is too expensive, that if the pack was cheaper, more people would buy it. And I totally respect that opinion, but a lot of people don't just make a constructive criticism. I've been looking at Reddit. A lot of people are being really unfair and hateful to developers. Basically, I feel like if you're gonna leave constructive criticism, it's very welcome. But some people don't just stop there. They go insulting developers. Like, this is an unpopular opinion, but I finished the story today and I've seen the credits for the game. Have you seen those credits? They were rolling for 15 minutes. There is thousands of people who work on this game and all of them need to be paid. It's also Disney game, and Gameloft doesn't own Disney, so they had to pay probably a fat check to Disney to be able to use their characters in the game. So once again, not to defend the developers and the high prices, but I just want to put some facts out there that might help you look at this from a different angle. They have a lot of people working on the game and they have a lot of expenses. The game doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It requires a lot of expenses to create, maintain, and run the game. And there is just a chance that decisions that they make are not driven by greed, but they actually ran the numbers, and it makes sense for them to sell certain things at a certain price in order to make it possible to continue providing free content to the rest of the players. Like, I don't want to offend anybody, and I don't want to make it look like people accuse me of being sponsored by the game to say to defend their Wally pack, but I don't know, watching those credits really put things into perspective. I'm just imagining if I was one of the coders in Gameloft that spent hundreds, thousands of hours working on the updates, and then I go on Reddit and read something like developers are trash and the Greedloft did it again, this game is going in hell, like with all these high prices, I'd be very upset. So, like, I don't know if we're gonna see any of those really hateful posts. They probably got deleted by moderators, or maybe they just didn't get enough upvotes to even make it on top, but that's just uncalled for. Maybe I'll find one just to show what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about constructive criticism. Those are great, and I think we should let developers know that we would prefer to have cheaper price packs, because maybe that's what didn't work for another game, so they went for whale approach, which means they tried maybe in some other game in the past to offer cheaper packs, but like in the end they didn't sell enough to cover the cost of making packs cheaper. Maybe it didn't work for another game, but I actually think it could work for Disney Dreamlight Valley. A lot of people who play this game are actually adults with income, so if they actually see a good value in a paid purchase, they might actually go for it. So I think they should lower the prices, and I think more people will buy it, and I think it will make more financial sense for them to do it. But let's just communicate that to them and see what they do with this information. The funny thing is, if the clothing furniture packs were 500 moonstones each, I'd probably buy them all. As it stands, I haven't bought any because I can't justify the price. I agree. I absolutely agree. They might not realize this, that people would be spending probably more moonstones if they were getting more value from it. Because for them, it doesn't really take that much to make a 3D model of a furniture and put it in the game. So if they could sell it for 500 moonstones, it's still very profitable business. They just need to realize it, and I hope they will at some point. So are we all in agreement that oh god, okay, this is gonna be the topic of this Reddit review. I can already see this. Are we all in agreement that the paywall is BS and we aren't going to unlock pay for it? I feel like the only way to get the devs about how awful the paywall idea is if we all band together and boycott it. And a majority of people have to do this in order to skew the data enough for them to notice. I agree. The best way you can tell developers that this pack is expensive is by not buying it. And I don't know if boycotting is the right word. Like, if by boycotting you mean just not buying the packs you think are too expensive, I don't know. It's just common sense. So yeah, absolutely agree. The thing about the Wally pack, they said it's just first of many dream bundles, so they're gonna release those for other characters. And sure, some people might have bought it in this update because they thought it has a lot of value in it, and most of the people who bought it I saw were disappointed, so they will not buy it again. And if the next update comes and they see the sales of the dream pack, if they don't lower the price, they will see the sales of this pack drop drastically, in my opinion. So if they don't change something, again, we will speak with our money. If we don't buy it the next update, if they don't change the way they monetize it, then it's going to be a very clear signal that they should either add way more value to it or decrease the price. Let's do this. Anyone else hope that our pickaxe will eventually lead us to the 7 dwarfs hidden somewhere in the mine? It's the perfect place to find them, and there could have a gem cart we could buy from. Ooh, that would be awesome. Being able to buy gems? That would be really good. They could have like a Christoph stall, but for gems with like limits, daily limits and stuff. And there's plenty of places in various mines that kind of end in like a... Like, it seems like it should go deeper, but it's just blocked for now. So I'm pretty convinced at some point in the future, we're going to gain access to deeper parts of the mine. I'm a paying player and disagree with this event. Alright, let's read this. 4k moonstones for an extra few items in a special quest is way too much. I won't be paying or supporting this idea they have. The shop items are already close to unfair prices for what they offer. Gameloft has always been greedy though. Here's hoping this doesn't last. I don't think any game content like a special quest that only certain people can have is fair. The quest should be for everyone. If they want to pay all the items, whatever, but this has put me off quite a lot. Gameloft agreed is showing, and this is why I quit DMK. What is DMK? Learn from your mistakes. This is a great game. Don't ruin it. Okay, this is a great post. Constructive criticism without going into insults and like really giving very constructive feedback. I 100% agree with every single word in this post. Well done, sir. Blunt kitten. Or ma'am. I'm not entirely sure. But to be fair, the quest was pretty basic though, so I don't think you'll be missing out if you don't buy this pack. So like yours were disappointing too, right? Oh yeah, the flaming chests. Two of them had one of them had coins, one had a furniture which was like a basic counter or something, and the other one was a clothing bag. Oh, I knew it. I knew it was gonna be bad, so I wasn't too disappointed. I got disappointed way earlier when I realized it's gonna be trash. The main story will be free forever, but there will be side stories and characters who will be chargeable. Okay, so that's what I think that's what they said on their website. During the early access period, several updates will be released. adding new characters and story content for free. When the game is out of early access, we will continue adding new characters and story content for free on a regular basis. After early access, we have plans to add paid expansions that will add significant content to the game, basically DLCs. These optional expansions will add new content, including characters, to the base game. However, we are currently focusing on delivering a great, complete experience first. Okay, so they are planning to charge for story expansions. It doesn't say when. So it says there's still going to be free updates, but they're also going to be DLCs. And in my opinion, something like a DLC usually is a great value. For example, in most games that I've played in the past, DLCs usually cost between $5 to maybe $30. So for $30, if we get like a whole chapter, like imagine what we have right now, chapter 1 of the Forgetting, from start to finish, what we got this whole year so far. This is chapter 1. If one of those, like, if one of the updates brings another whole chapter like this, with like maybe 10 characters inside of it and like a whole story quest, and that's gonna cost $30. It's fair, right? It's like double the price of the Wally bundle, which was like definitely not worth it. But if they charge $30 for a whole experience like we just had, I will buy it. It's just a good deal. But please don't don't split it into like a billion Moonstone packs to like, if you're gonna sell us another giant expansion to the game, just sell it for money and make sure it's not like more expensive than the base game. That would be great. I'm totally fine with this. However, if they introduce, like, for example, you have to buy separate for every character, you have to buy like a separate dream bundle to get a couple of quests that might or might not like link together, that sounds not great. But paying for the whole chapter, I'm up for it. And also the Wally, like, people say they break the word, and they started charging for quests like before it came out for early access. To be fair, it wasn't a character and it wasn't a story quest. So it was completely unrelated and completely unnecessary. Basically, I consider the quest as a cosmetic. It didn't change anything. So I don't think they broke their word in this case. They didn't charge for a character, and they didn't charge for story expansion. So in my opinion, they still didn't break the rules, but there is a chance they might in the future, but let's hope they don't. Let's hope that the backlash on this decision is gonna make them realize that people don't like this direction. So we'll see how they handle the feedback. You can now craft the aerial crafting table. Yes, you can, and it's amazing. All I could think about with this new hairstyle. Oh my god, I want this hairstyle. Also, I can paint my face green. That looks so good. Okay, I have no idea where this is from, but this looks hilarious. And my god, it's literally the same. Oh, that's so funny. I don't know if I'm being lazy, but it would be so cool to have characters who help with chores like Wally's garden. But for picking up sticks and fighting stones, yes! That would be amazing. If we could give them jobs, I would actually even pay for them to do the job. Like, you pay them per hour and they just go and collect sticks, and then you can level up their professions, like maybe separately from the character level. So the higher level, maybe you invest resources back into them. For example, let's take Olaf. I make him my stick master or something, or like woodcutter or whatever, and I pay him like a certain amount of coins per hour to go and collect wood for me. And then I can level up his woodworking profession. And for example, I invest wood into the character to make him make more wood. So like I pay, first level is like 100 softwood. I upgrade his woodworking with 100 softwood, and he starts producing, for example, hardwood. Then I upgrade him with 100 hardwood, and he starts producing maybe hardwood and drywood. And like, you can upgrade their profession. It's gonna take a while, but once you max out their profession, they'll be very efficient at generating some extra resources for you. That would be pretty cool. Plaza pics. I'm so proud I had to show it off. Okay, we got to end this Reddit review on a bright note. Somebody showcasing their beautiful plaza. Beautiful. Nice, very colorful. I like this. I like all the kinds of bushes in there. Oh my god, and the fountain tiles. This looks gorgeous. Wow, that looks really fancy. I like it a lot. Well done. The true key art for update 5. Timegate Valley. Give us more money. Okay, I don't get the complaints about time gating. Like, what the hell? We had to wait 24 hours. 24 hours to finish the story. How is that a time gating? I don't know. And give us more money. The update, anything, everything on this picture has been done completely for free. I don't understand. I'm sorry. The Wally thing was completely optional, completely additional. It had nothing to do with the remembering or any of the story. I'm sorry. I'm getting heated. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is not fair. And just like promised, here is an example of a post that I wouldn't consider constructive criticism. I would consider this distasteful. I don't think this is helping anybody, and I don't think it's going to bring any positive resolution. I think it's just a person venting about being frustrated, and there's a lot of people doing this on Reddit, and I disagree. I really like the previous post. It was very well composed. All the arguments made, all the good points made, very respectful and very professional. Great. This? No. Come on. The Wally in his suit appreciation post. Well, I guess this is the post for people who actually bought the Wally pack and really like it. So there is people like that, apparently. That's great. Amazing. I like it too. The suit is top-notch. Amazing. All right. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Let me know what you think about all of this drama with Wally. I promise I will not talk about it again. This is the last time. I couldn't like. It's not my fault. The whole Reddit is saturated with it right now. I hope it's gonna actually get to, like, developers are gonna get some good pointers from this, and hopefully they're gonna ease up on their monetization or find a way to provide players with more value without having them to spend too much money. I truly believe that community in this game will be more accepting of lower prices. You can literally add more items, but just lower down the prices. It's like simple 3D models after all. People want to decorate, people want a lot of cool items, and they're willing to pay for them. It's pretty obvious for the community's feedback. But the price is just way too high. So lower down the prices. Just test it out, Gameloft. Just test it out. Just give us like a month of 50% off all the prices and see if you make more money than you made when the prices were full. See what happens. Just an idea. All right, thank you for watching. See you in the next one, and goodbye.